Hello, we're back to read another book. This one is called Hatch. This is a book that Carter really enjoys, and it's about different animals that hatch from eggs. Hatch, written by Alexandra Robinson. Who lays eggs? You might know that hens lay eggs. Did you know that fish, frogs, snakes, and alligators lay eggs too? Each egg is like a little home for a baby animal. It provides food and keeps the baby safe until it hatches. Did you know some fish lay more than 1,000 eggs at a time? Here's a sea turtle and their eggs. Sea turtles lay their eggs in sand, and then they return to the sea. Here's an alligator, and alligators guard their eggs from hungry animals. Here's a blue-footed booby, and birds sit on their eggs, keeping them safe and warm. So she's sitting on her eggs. And there is a ladybug, and some insects such as ladybugs lay their eggs on plants. And here is some crabs carry their eggs under their bodies. So you can see that it's carrying the eggs under its body. Hens and chicks. A hen lays her eggs in a soft nest. After about 2 days, and you gotta move to the side. After about 2 days, after about 21 days, a fluffy chick hatches from each egg. The male chicks grow into roosters, and the females grow into hens. And there you go. Cock-a-doodle-doo! Chicks lose their fluffy down feathers as they grow. This is a rooster, and roosters have long, shiny tail feathers. This top part of the rooster is called the comb, and those are their tail feathers. Cheep, cheep! What's inside an egg? There's the shell, there's a white part, there's the chick, and there's the yolk. Did you know that mother hens chirp to their chicks before they hatch? It's like they talk to each other before they hatch. Penguins. Penguins are birds that live near the South Pole. They lay up to 3 eggs at a time. Some lay their eggs on thick ice, while others build nests from stones and earth. Penguin sitting on an egg. There's the baby, it's called a chick, and there's its egg. Taking turns. A male and female penguin take turns sitting on their eggs and finding food. Did you know that penguins huddle in groups to keep their chicks safe and warm? Here's how it works. The male guards the eggs while the female goes fishing. And then the female returns, and the female guards the eggs while the male goes fishing, and then the male returns. They keep taking turns. Female guards the egg, and the male guards the egg. They both have that job. As they grow, penguin chicks lose their soft feathers and grow slick, waterproof ones. Whoosh! So you can see this one starting to lose its down and starting to grow the feathers. Sea turtles. Female sea turtles bury their eggs in dry sand. After about 60 days, the babies hatch and dig their way out of the sandy nest. They then make their way to the sea. Did you know baby sea turtles find the sea by heading down towards the moonlit water? There's an egg, there's the hatchling, and you can see all the little babies starting to make their way. Sea turtles use their flippers to dig holes for their eggs. Hatchlings float on top of the water to sleep. Did you know that most female sea turtles return to the same beach every year to lay more eggs? Hatchlings use a small, sharp egg tooth to break out of the egg. There's their egg tooth. It's the same with chickens and ducklings and goslings. They all have an egg tooth to help them hatch out. Snakes. Most snakes lay eggs. Some bury them in the sand or the earth. and then leave them. Others wrap their body around the eggs to protect them. They only leave when the eggs hatch. This is a python, and there are the eggs on the inside. Did you know that a snake egg gets bigger as the baby snake grows inside of it? Snakes are part of a group of scaly skinned animals called reptiles. A snake egg has a leathery shell. So it's not a hard shell like a chicken or a duck or a goose egg. It's a leathery. It's kind of a little softer. Baby snakes look cute, but be careful. If their parents can give a poisonous bite, so can they. Snakes shed their skin or molt as they grow. Here we go, ducks! Yay! In spring, ducks build their nests in safe places using leaves and feathers. The female sits on her eggs until they hatch, and she cares for her brood as they grow. Did you know a group of ducks on water is called a raft? There's the duck. Baby ducks have down. Baby duck is called a duckling. Here's the nest, and there are the eggs. Look at how adorable they are. A duck egg is nearly twice as big as a hen's egg. That's a chicken's egg. So this would be like a chicken egg, and that would be like the size of a duck egg. So they're almost twice as big. At 6 months old, most young ducks start to lay their own eggs. Most ducklings can walk just a few hours after they hatch. Ducklings follow their mother to water, where she teaches them to feed. She also teaches them how to swim. Butterflies. Most butterflies lay their eggs on plants. A tiny caterpillar hatches from each egg. Later it changes into a chrysalis and then into a butterfly. Butterflies can lay up to 300 eggs. Each butterfly egg has a tiny hole that lets it in air and water. So there's a tiny little hole that you can see in each egg. Did you know a caterpillar's skin doesn't grow? Instead, its skin molts as its body grows. A butterfly comes out of the chrysalis with wet, crinkly wings that soon open and dry. Really neat. The life cycle of a butterfly. Well, first it starts off as an egg, then it's a caterpillar, then it goes into a chrysalis, and lastly, it becomes a butterfly. This is Mr. Saplinsky's favorite, alligators. An alligator builds her nest near water. She lays her eggs and stays near the nest to watch over them. When they hatch, she cracks the shell with her mouth. Alligators guard their nests from other animals. Alligator babies hatch after about 65 days. There's the egg, and they call the baby a hatchling. Did you know that young alligators can have up to 80 teeth? So there's their nest that's built out of twigs. Alligators carry their young hatchlings in their jaws. An alligator hatchling is about 8 inches long. That's about the length of this book. It grows to about 10 feet long. That's as long as 2 park benches. Here we go with geese. Adult geese build their nests in grassy areas near water. The female lays 1 egg a day and then sits on them. The male goose or gander stays nearby to keep them safe. Did you know a goose and gander usually stay together for life? There's the nest and there's the eggs. A goose's egg is nearly 3 times bigger than that of a hen or a chicken egg. So that's the chicken egg and that's a goose egg. The goose eggs are very big. Most goslings can dive and swim after just 1 day. By fall, young goslings are ready to join the flock and to fly to a warmer place. Goslings hatch. Gosling hatchlings squeak to call for their mother. This helps her look after them. Frogs. Female frogs lay their eggs in fresh water. After about 21 days, the tadpoles hatch. They each have a long tail and gills, which they lose as they grow into frogs. Frogs lay up to 4,000 eggs at a time. Tiny tadpoles can be seen growing inside frog eggs. So you can see inside the eggs, the little tadpoles that are starting to grow inside there. Some frogs lay their eggs on leaves. The hatchling tadpoles drop into the water below. So they lay them on a leaf, and then sometimes they'll drop into the water. Frogs live on land and in water. These types of animals are called amphibians. Here's the life cycle of a frog. First, they start off inside the egg. Then they become a tadpole. Then they become a froglet. Froglets have a long tail still on them, and they're just starting to grow their arms and their legs. And then when they lose their tail, they become a frog. Owls. Some owls make their nests in burrows. Others nest in tall trees. After the eggs hatch, the female owl guards her owlets while the male hunts for food. So there's the little owlets, and there's the owl. Here's their nest in a tree. What a cool name for the baby, huh? Owlet. Did you know some male owls bring food to the chicks about 10 times a day? What a good dad. Newly hatched owlets are mostly bald, but they soon grow fluffy down. 5-week-old owlets run and jump to practice hunting. Owls give food to their chicks from their mouth or from their talons. Their talons are their sharp claws that they have on their feet. And that was the end of our book. I hope you enjoyed Hatch. Bye.